Kal Halal, La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakwa, Kadash, and double honors to the elder apostles, the prophets, and the teachers, also the students at GMS, bringing out this 100% truth for the last 30 plus years. To the sincere Akyawa, Akwa salutations. This class is Job is an Edomite with question marks. Job's an Edomite? Okay. And this is Holy Biblical Defenders. It's one of my one of my favorite go-tos because he always brings out such great classes, and a lot of times what the person on the other line is saying gets under my skin. And so this just happens to be one of those times. And I would like to I'd just like to break down what this guy's getting ready to say. And then I'm going to prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that Job is not an Edomite. Okay? Just by how he lived his life proves who he was. So, without further ado, as the elder apostle Gabar would say, let's get it.
It's time to once and for all put this black Hebrew Israelite stuff to bed. I've been dealing with these guys in this app.
All right. First things first, he said black Hebrew Israelites. I told you, I'm going to break down what he says, and then I have to. It's just embarrassing that this guy should be embarrassed for some of the stuff he says. Anybody saying black Hebrew Israelite is racist. That's just a racist trigger word. It's a trigger statement. It's not just a trigger word, it's a trigger statement. Because you're saying, because when you say black Hebrew Israelite, that is a title, and you're using it in a negative sense by putting black on the front of it. So let's prove that the Israelites weren't only black, okay? Let's see if we can do this real quick here. Let's start with Deuteronomy 28:64. And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people. So we're going to be scattered among all people from one end of the earth unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. The point is we will be scattered. We shall be scattered among all people from one end of the earth to the other. So when you do that, you'll notice that it's not 100% black people across the earth from one end of the earth to the other. So when you call us black Hebrew Israelites, it's kind of an insult. In fact, it's a full-blown insult. And let me prove it, because we'll go to why is it an insult? Because we can go to Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 9, and it says in the King James Version, mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds around about are against her. Come ye, assemble all beasts of the field, come to devour. And that goes right in with Job too, because he's a speckled bird. So what he is he's in a strange nation, and he's living in a suburb, and he's not with his own people. But we also in this day and age are the real speckled bird that the Bible is speaking of. We've been scattered to the four corners of the earth. That's what what do they call it? The Jewish diaspora. It's the Israelite diaspora. And when you look up the word diaspora, it means that the scattering of the Jews to the four corners of the earth. What happens when you scatter the people and put them among other nations? Well, they start to intermingle with those other nations that they're scattered to, and before you know it, they look like the other nations. So Israel's a speckled bird. When you call us black Hebrew Israelites, it's an insult, and you know it. It's a racist statement, and it's it literally, like I said, it's a trigger word, or it's literally the whole statement. It's a title. It's a racist title. How's that? It's a trigger title. It's like it makes people angry. What I mean by trigger, they're like, what? Why are you calling us black like that? We already told you that we're Israelites. We're melanated. were of a ruddy hue. Ruddy. You know what ruddy means? Beautiful word. Beautiful word. It means healthy. It's a healthy, vibrant glow. So when he says he's white and ruddy, it means white. There was no color for white. They didn't call people white back then. White meant righteous. So he was righteous with a bright, vibrant glow. And then when you get down into the actual, also ruddy means a reddish brown complexion, not the dark complexion of the Hamites, but it was more of a reddish brown complexion. So we are the dark races. We're the Israelite races. There's a difference. So stop with the black shit. Let's go.
For a little over a year now, and I've kind of just ignored them, but this comment was made on one of my wife's videos and says, "You're an Edomite / white person. Israelites only, no whites allowed." So basically these guys believe that anybody that is a son of Esau or an Edomite cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven, will not be...
Okay, gotta get that. Revelation, Romans chapter 9, I think. Hold on. Let's go to Romans. First and foremost, let's get Romans up and then go to chapter 9. Is it chapter 9? And verse... yeah, it's 9. It's 9 and 13. Let's get it. Romans chapter 9 and verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Very simple. Very simple. So, let's go back into it. That was just too easy, right, guys? That's just too easy.
Resurrected. So what I'm going to do is show you just how ridiculous that is. And I'm going to use the Bible to do that. See, they don't actually read the scriptures, and that's why they make ridiculous claims like this and go on every white person who makes a video of the Bible, and they go and mock them and tell them they won't enter into the kingdom. I want you to see just how these people are before I do that. Check this out.
This guy right here, you see this white dude? He's probably a Jake. You know why? Because there's no way an Edomite would stand there and put a chain and kiss the feet or do any of that stuff. The pride of Esau is beyond control. There's no way he would do that. But an Israelite has compassion for his people. And not knowing who he is, being just showed you a speckled bird. I think most likely this guy would be a speckled bird that doesn't know he's an Israelite. So when he hears the atrocities and he sees himself, he goes, man, we are bad. Dang. But as so-called black people, we do the same things. We hate ourselves, but we love our oppressors. So let's get back into it, because this guy is going to kiss their feet. And it's kind of shameful because we don't teach that. A real camp would not teach you to try and get these people to kiss your feet. That's not this. You'll lick the dust off as we walk away. To lick the dust off the feet. So in other words, as we're walking away, we're going to be kicking up dust behind us, and you're still going to be begging for us to save you. Is what it's talking about. It's not talking about making them kiss your feet. I don't want no nasty ass gingivitis ass Edomite mouth on my clean feet. Let's get it. Of course, Israelites can look like all nations in some of these groups, but but it becomes hypocritical for the audience and the views. Well, when you see it like this, yeah, I probably read that wrong. I was trying my best to read it quick.
As if you didn't already have an idea based off the comment, now you really know what we're actually dealing with. But let's go ahead and put it all to rest. So, in the book of Job, you guys probably remember this book. Most of us, it's one of our favorite books because it shows the sufferings that Job went through, but he overcame them. But what most people don't know about Job is that he was a son of Esau. So let's go to the scriptures and take a look at Job chapter 42 in the Septuagint, which is the Greek translation of the Old Testament. And one of...
You know what? The reason why we have the King James Version of the Bible is because of these wicked ass breakdowns that was written by the Romans. And these Roman breakdowns, what he's going to show you, oh, this is Job, and Job was, he's reading like, I don't even think that's part of the chapter. I think that's the notes that are written in at the end of the chapter. For all I know, I don't know. I don't read the Septuagint because it's a lie. So, yeah, they lie. That's why we had to get the King James Version to interpret that Hebrew back to English. And if any of you guys knew anything, the whole Bible was written in Hebrew. There wasn't a point where they came in with Greek and this and that. No, that's actually a lie too. John the Revelator didn't even speak English. He spoke Hebrew. That's the book of Revelation. You got to be joking. Come on, people. I'm new at this. I'm young in this truth, and I know these things. Think about the elders when they have to deal with you fools. Let's get it. So he's going to bring out this, and I don't find that anywhere in my King James, so I will show you at the end the one and only place. Now, I have searched high and low to see if there was any other person in this entire Bible that just so happened to be named Job that was mentioned. You know, I couldn't find it, and I've researched for a week now. For a week, just looking into it, and I can't find anybody else in the Bible that was named Job. So at the end, I'm going to show you that one and only verse that proves beyond the shadow of a doubt. The only thing is, I'm not sure if that's speaking of our Job. That's why I was searching to make sure that there was only one person that was ever recognized as Job in the Bible. So at the end, I will bring out that verse. But let's get back to this version that he's going to bring out.
The oldest translations that we have, it's over 1,000 years older than the Masoretic, which is what most of us read in our modern day translations.
The Dead Sea Scrolls are written in Paleo Hebrew. They're way older. Let's go.
Let's take a look. Starting in verse 17, it says, "And it is written that he shall rise again," speaking of Job, "with the ones whom Yahuwah shall raise up." This is speaking of the resurrection that is still to take place. This man is described by the Syriac book as dwelling in the land of Uz, on the borders of Edom and Arabia. And his name before was Jobab. And having taken an Arabian wife...
I want you guys to notice something. Now, if you look right over here, you see that? Chapter, verse 1, verse 2. These are notes. This is not part of the Bible. You know what? Let's get that right now. Let's get that right now. This dude's like making shit up because he heard some made up story in his. I'm telling you, this is why we had to get to King James. So what we're going to do is go to Deuteronomy. Are we in 22? We need to go to Deuteronomy chapter 22. Revelation chapter 22. Revelation. I'm getting so excited right now because what he did, see what they did? What does that look like to me? That looks like notes added on to the Bible. So, let me go ahead and get it. Revelation 22 and 18. "For I testify unto every man that heareth the word of the prophecy of this book, if any man should add unto these things, Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues which are written in this book." That is an add-on. Okay, let's keep going.
"He fathered a son whose name was Enon, and he himself had as father Zerah, from the sons of Esau. And his mother was Basor, so that it made him fifth from Abraham. And these were the kings who were ruling in Edom, which territory also he himself ruled." So Job was a king of the Edomites. He was a son of...
That's enough with you. That is enough with you. You have nothing else to say because you said, I'm going to use the Bible, unlike these black Hebrew Israelites. What you used was notes that were added into the Bible to try and make your point. Just like an Edomite, to go against the word and go with his own vain imagination. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and go right to the book of Job. I need to get into the book of Job real quick because the first things first, let's find out about Job. It's a very interesting thing about Job. See, I already showed you in Romans 9 and 13 that Yahweh loved Jacob. He hated Esau. It's that simple. So when you go into the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 1, what does it tell you? Come on. Let's go. There we go. There was a man in the land of Uz, which I'm pretty sure Uz was it was a suburb of the Chaldeans, who are Edomites. So there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared Yahweh and eschewed all evil. So he had the fear of Yahweh. So what does it mean to fear Yahweh? That means that he kept the commandments. He kept the commandments. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Wait, no, that's not the right one. Right, that's not right. That's not the right one. Hold on, that's just that's the whole duty of man. Hold on. Okay, I was right. It is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. I'm going to go American Standard Version. This is the end of the matter. All have been heard. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Okay? For Yahweh will bring every work into judgment with every hidden thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So he said he eschewed all evil. He said he eschewed all evil. This guy is doing the whole duty of man, keeping his commandments, but why would Yahweh hate him? Why would Yahweh hate him? Because you said Job's an Edomite. Now, Romans 9 and 13 says Yahweh hates Edomites. So I'm having a problem with that already. You know what? Let's go back into the book of Job, but let's get it in the NLT. Let's get the book of, I'm going to do a better thing. I'm going to have it in the KJV and the NLT, but when you read it in the NLT, man, it breaks down. So let's get it, whoops, wrong way. Book of Job, NLT. And let's read verse 1 again. There was once a man named Job who lived in the land of Uz. He was blameless, a man of complete integrity. He feared God and stayed away from evil. He feared God and stayed away from evil. Let me explain something to you guys. If he feared God and stayed away from evil, we have to go to I'm going to go to, I think it's Genesis 27 KJV. And here it is. I'm looking for it. It's in Genesis 27, and then we're getting close. Here it is. All right. This is Genesis chapter 27 and verse 37. Because it said, and he feared God and stayed away from evil. So let's get that. So I want to prove, because the Edomites they're You'll see. Let's get it. So this is Genesis 27 and 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and with wine I have sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, the Edomites, the progenitor of the Edomite nation, said unto his father, he said, and Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold,
Sarah, from the sons of Esau, sons of
yeah, so he's saying, yeah, that was perfect. I accidentally turned that on right now. And he's saying that Job is from the sons of Esau. So let's keep going. Man, that was beautiful. And Isaac answered, and he said, Even also me, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Let me read it again. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. He started crying. It's like, man, seriously? I don't got nothing? But wait, there's more. And Isaac answered, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou have dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So he's saying that the point is Esau didn't have a blessing really, because supposedly, now when you go into it, Jacob's mom was following the instruction of the angel was following the instruction of Yahweh, and Jacob was following the instruction of his mother. Honor thy father and thy mother, right? So he was doing what he was told. Just that simple. And so so Jacob so-called stole Esau's blessing. But if the Most High told the angel to tell Sarah, then not Sarah, Rebecca, sorry about that. To tell her what to do, then you have to follow what you know what I'm saying. So the Most High put the Spirit on everybody to do according to what He wanted. But the point is Esau is the sword. So, and by thy sword shalt thou live. So by conquering, by destroying. Now let's prove that that's exactly what he did. And that's how we're going to prove that Job isn't one of these people, because it said that Job hated evil. So watch this. Let's go over. First, we're going to go down to show you that the people that he dwelt amongst, the Chaldeans, they came and robbed him. So this guy is saying that Job's an Edomite and he was this great man, but his own people came in and robbed him. This is Job 1 and 17. While he was yet speaking, there also came another and said, The Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels. The Chaldeans did what? They stole his camels and carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword. And I only am the only one to tell thee. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. So he's saying that I escaped from these wicked Edomites that were conquering us by the edge of a sword, and I got away. But you're telling me that Job is one of these people. In fact, let me show you how wicked let me show you how wicked the Edomites really are. I need to hold on, let me find it. Habakkuk chapter 1, NLT. You're going to love this. Habakkuk chapter 1 with the NLT translation. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to read Habakkuk's complaint, and then we're going to read Yahweh's reply. Okay? So we're going to start at verse 2. How long, O Yahweh, must I call for help, but you do not listen? Violence is everywhere. I cry, but you do not come to save. Must I forever see these evil deeds? Why must I watch all this misery wherever I look? I see destruction and violence. I am surrounded by people who love to argue and fight. Now we can go back into the book of Job, and I can show you that, first of all, I can show you that Job was also surrounded by evil. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to go back into Job 1 and 6. Now there was a day when the sons of Yahweh came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them, because Satan's also one of the angels. He works for Yahweh. There's no arm wrestling contest. There's no game of chess. The Most High is just going to prove that Job is truly sincere. And I'm going to prove that Job is the man. At this point, he's the most righteous man on earth. Let's prove it. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan said unto Yahweh, then Satan answered Yahweh and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and escheweth evil? So you're saying, haven't you considered him? He eschews all evil. He hates wickedness. So then Satan answered the Yahweh and said, doth Job fear Yahweh for nothing? For no reason? Hast not thou made a hedge about him and about his house and about all that he has on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. So, okay, I gotta show you this. So he legitimately just showed you that Job is blessed beyond everybody, right? So, Yahweh called him a perfect and upright man. Is there anyone like him on the earth? Right? There's no one like him on the earth. So Job was I'm not lying, so the most righteous man on the earth at this time is an Edomite. You know how stupid that sounds? When God hates Esau and loves Jacob from birth. Yahweh came down. Yahweh loved Jacob, hated Esau. Yahweh sent an angel down and said, no. Give the blessing to Jacob. Now everybody's saying, oh, he stole it. But he didn't steal it. It was ordained. Okay. Now, the part I wanted to show you, though, is I said that all of this wickedness and being around people that love to argue and fight. So as soon as the Most High Yahweh was finished speaking with Satan, let me just finish it out. Hast not thou made a hedge around him about his house and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands and the sustenance of his increase in the land. But put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. He's telling Yahweh, Satan's telling Yahweh, you just take all the stuff away, he's definitely going to curse you, just like everybody else. He's just like everybody else. So Yahweh is going to, this is Sirach 2 and 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So he's going to try Job in the fire and prove him. He's going to be so refined that Yahweh is going to see his reflection in Job. And what do I mean by that? When gold is refined completely, the refiner can see his reflection in the gold. So Job is still going to reflect the works of Yahweh. Let's prove it. So he said, if he's increased in the land, you've protected him. I don't want to deal with that. So this is Satan. Put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. And Yahweh said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thine power. With confidence, you're talking to Yahweh. Only upon himself put not thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of Yahweh. And there was in that day the sons and the daughters, and they were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And a messenger came to Job, and the oxen were plowing, and the asses were feeding beside him, and the Sabians fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have. So the Sabians came in and stole all of his oxen by the edge of the sword. There's a giveaway. I am escaped only to tell thee. Now watch this. Who has the sword? Who has the sword? Remember, that sword represents who? Esau the conqueror. So let's keep going. While he was yet speaking, came another and said unto him, the fire of Yahweh has fallen from heaven and hath burned up the sheep and the servants and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. And fire from the sky. It's fire from the sky. There's a point to everything, though. There's a point to everything. Now let's keep going, though. Listen to this. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans, those Edomites, made out their bands and fell upon the camels and have carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and only I am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, came another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in the eldest brother's house. They were celebrating birthdays. You got to know the Bible. They were celebrating birthdays, and behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the four corners of the house, and it fell upon young men, and they are dead, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Now watch this. This is the important part. I said all that now. Now let's get to the what is the importance of all this? What is the importance? So let's get it. This is Job 1 and 20. Then Job arose and rent his mantle. He tore his robe and shaved his head and fell down on the ground. And what did he do? Well, according to Satan, he was supposed to curse God to his face at this point, right? Well, let's see what he did. And worshipped, verse 21, and said, naked I come out of my mother's womb, and naked I shall return thither. The Yahweh gave, and Yahweh hath taken away. Blessed be the name Yahweh. Give me a break. Job was a righteous man. Job didn't live by the sword. The sword came to Job. Esau is the sword. In all this, Job sinned not, nor charged Yahweh foolishly. So all these bad things are happening to Job all at once. So that goes right back into Habakkuk's complaint. And he said, let's go back to where I left off. Must I forever see these evil deeds? Why must I watch all this misery wherever I look? I see destruction and violence. I am surrounded by people who love to argue and fight. The law has become paralyzed. There is no justice in the courts. The wicked far outnumber the righteous, so that justice has become perverted. So Yahweh allowed the wicked to come in and do all these things for a reason. Because he was proving that Job is truly a righteous Israelite. And we're going to get into that. We're going to get that. Don't worry. Let me finish up with Habakkuk's complaint, because that was Habakkuk's complaint. Let's hear Yahweh's reply. So this is verse 5. Yahweh's reply. Look around at the nations. Look and be amazed. For I am doing something in your own day. So even to this day, he's showing us these other nations and how wicked they are. You saw the other nations come in. A bunch of nations of Edomites came in and took everything that Job had. Edomites came in and stole his stuff, and he's supposed to be an Edomite. His own people came in. So I'm gonna get a one other thing too, real quick. One other thing. Let's go to it. But wait. Ooh. Let me start over. Verse 5. Because I just had some precepts coming to my mind, and I got to get those out now, too. I got to get those out. So, the Lord probably look around at the nations. Look and be amazed, for I am doing something in your own day, something you won't believe, even if someone told you about it. I am raising up the Chaldeans, a cruel and violent people. So in the NLT, it's going to say Babylonians. That's in this day. But in my KJV, it says Chaldeans, which are, now we know that these modern day Babylonians are Edomites. But anyway, a cruel and violent people, they will march across the world and conquer other lands. That's happening today. They are marching across, and we've been seeing that. They put garrisons in every country they conquer, right? What's garrison? It's a base. They are notorious for their cruelty and do whatever they like. Doesn't that sound like our world leaders? And have you noticed what our world leaders look like? The same Edomites that they're telling you are extinct. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? So, verse 8. Their horses are swifter than cheetahs. They are fiercer than wolves at dusk. Their charioteers charge from far away. They charge from far away. Like eagles, they swoop down to devour their prey. Now, who uses the symbol of the eagle? Oh, that's right, the Edomites. That eagle actually represents Yahweh's judgment too. That's why when the eagle comes down, fierce as an eagle. But the Edom, it's also a sign of power. So the eagle is the Edomite symbol for power, and it's Yahweh's symbol for judgment. So let's keep going. On the day, all bent on violence, their horses advance like the desert wind, sweeping captives ahead of them like the sand. They scoff at kings and princes and scorn all of their fortresses. What's happening to Job? I don't know if you guys noticed the similarities here, but they marched through his land and they took everything. And they killed everybody except for very few people. A small remnant was left. They scoff at kings and princes and scorn all of their fortresses. They simply pile ramps of earth against their walls and capture them. They sweep past like the wind and are gone. But they are deeply guilty of their own strength. They are deeply guilty of their own strength is their God. So their own strength is their God. So they worship the power. They worship their power that they have. They don't actually worship Yahweh. So it becomes just like any other false idol. The power of their chariots, and that they trusted in it talks about Israel trusting in Egypt because they have a strong army, and it's the same thing. But so all of these things that are happening right here in Habakkuk is the same things that are happening to Job. And what did Job do when all of those things happened to him? When Habakkuk, and Habakkuk is kind of complaining about it right here. What did Job do when everything happened to him? The same thing that Habakkuk is talking about. They marched through all of his land. They took everything that he had from the sword. They wiped out his people. Then Job arose. We're going back to 1:20. Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell upon the ground and worshipped and said, naked I come out of my mother's womb. Naked shall I go return thither. Yahweh gave, and Yahweh taketh away. Blessed be the name Yahweh. In all this Job sinned not, nor charged foolishly. So he's been proven. He's refined. Let's go into Job chapter 30 real quick. Let's further prove that, I'm proving that his righteousness proves that he's not an Edomite. The Edomites are wicked, and I'm going to prove that too. But first, let's go to chapter 30 and verse 1. He's talking about these wicked Chaldeans and other nations coming around. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. So he's saying that these people round about him are not worthy to run with his dogs. They're worthless. Let me get it in the NLT and prove that. I love this NLT because it just really does prove what I'm saying. Job chapter 30, NLT. But now I am mocked by people younger than me, younger than I, by young men whose fathers are not worthy to run with my sheepdogs. A lot of good they are to me, those worn out wretches. They are got from poverty and hunger. They claw dry ground in desolate wastelands. I got to get it over here on verse 4 in the KJV. See, this is what they'll do. Verse 4 in the NLT, this juniper proves that they're Edomites. Watch. Verse 4 in the NLT. They pluck up wild greens from among the brushes and eat from the root of broom trees. Now let's see what the KJV says. Who cut up mallows by the brushes and juniper root for their meat. Who was eating juniper? The fucking Edomites. Okay? So he hates these Edomites, man. How can now that we know that Job hates Edomites, that the complaint of Habakkuk is complaining about the same things that were happening to Job, and the Most High only was doing the things to Job to prove his spirit. So what is he doing during the time of Habakkuk? The same thing. And whose spirit is he proving? The spirit of the children of Israel, that 1/3. So let's go back over to let's jump around. Let's get some scriptures that prove that Job is, like I said, beyond the shadow of a doubt, because Job eschewed all evil. He feared God. That means that he kept the laws. And I hate it when they do this. I hate that. Come on. It always tries to stop me from bringing out the word. But I get it. I understand. I'm doing the best I can to make sure that this truth comes out. And if Satan wants to come in immediately and try and stop the word, it's honestly, it makes me feel good. I feel like I'm going in the right direction. So I have to stop, getting frustrated with that and know that the Most High is actually dealing with me. Okay, so let's go back into it. We're going to go to Deuteronomy 7:7. Let's prove that Job is an Israelite. This Deuteronomy 7:6. And Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh. Yahweh thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are on the face of the earth. Yahweh did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. But because Yahweh loved you, because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath Yahweh brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh king of Egypt. So, wait a second. So, the Most High chose us, and it wasn't because we were the greatest. He said we were the fewest. So now we know he chose us, and we were the ones that were brought out from the king of Egypt. So we know he's talking about the Israelites. So he loved the Israelites let's keep going. Let's go to Second Esdras. You got to get Second Esdras, right? Everybody knows that. Second Esdras, chapter 6, KJV. And let's get it. Chapter 6, going down to start at verse 54. So Second Esdras chapter 6, we're going to start at 54. And after these, Adam also whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. So he made Adam the ruler over everything. Of him came we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. So the Most High is saying, because Noah, the sixthborn of Adam, something like that, when he came over on the ark, all the other descendants of earth were destroyed except for Noah, who was from Adam. So Japheth, Shem, Ham were all descendants of Adam, making us all descendants of Adam. But he also says, and also whom thou hast chosen. So he has all the people of earth, and he also has a chosen people. Now, we all know that that's the Israelites. And so, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. For the other people which also come of Adam, hast thou said, they are nothing, but like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So he's saying, wow. First of all, spittle, microscopic pieces of spit. When anybody speaks at any time ever, it's so small that it turns into vapor as it comes out of your mouth. So you would never see it. It's that's what he's saying your abundance is. So when you have a vessel and that one drop that falls out, bloop, that's your abundance. Now, when you look into this earth at this day and age, and you see what's going on around you, and you see who's running everything, and you see like how certain families like Rothschilds, Rockefellers, are very wealthy. They run, they control, they rule over the earth. That's Job 9:24. For the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. They covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So these people, they have all of this great abundance, and we see it. We're like, oh, I wish I had a private jet. I wish I had all the gold and all this. But remember, that abundance is like a drop that falleth from a vessel. So they have really nothing. So everything that we see that they have, we got to remember that's like nothing compared, that is nothing according to what these scriptures are saying. And so Job would have to be from this chosen seed for the Most High to call him the most righteous man on earth. Do you guys understand that? There's no way he's going to say that Job is, there's none more righteous than Job on earth. But he's going to be an Edomite? Come on. You know what? I'm going to prove that that the Most High is going to destroy those Edomites too. I have to do that. Let's jump around some more. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. Book of Isaiah, chapter 40. And we're going to go to 40, and I think the point is in verse 17. Let's look. Isaiah chapter 40. Yes. This is Isaiah 40 and 17. All nations before him are nothing, and are counted less than nothing and vanity. So, it's once again telling you that if you're from a different nation, it's impossible that the Most High is dealing with you. So let's get one more. I mean, how much more can we endure here? Let's go to Isaiah 41. And go down to this isn't what I was looking for, so I'm gonna hold off on this one for right now. I'm gonna hold off on this one. I'm gonna come back to it because I need to go back over into the book of Job. Let's go back into the book of Job real quick. So see, like when I was telling you in when I was telling you that Job was being refined in the fire, and that that the Most High was doing these things to prove that his spirit was truly the most righteous man on earth at that time. So let me go back into the book of Job though, because I wanted to just prove one more thing, and then I'm gonna shut it down. This is actually the last one I wanted to bring out. So it said here's the part I wanted to read. Because Job's faith is so strong. This is we're going back to chapter 1, and there was a bunch of other stuff I wanted to bring up, but I'm gonna go back to 1 and 22 again. In all this Job sinned not, nor charged Yahweh foolishly. So Job kept his faith. He never lost faith in the Most High. And that's beautiful because it tells you in Isaiah, this is why I wanted to bring that out, because in Isaiah 41 and 10 it says, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am Yahweh. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness." That's why Job didn't sin. He understood the scriptures. He knows that the Most High is going to be there with him in his time of need. Now I got one more verse, and then we're going to shut this down. Let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 46. Now, I've been researching this for about 2 weeks now because I was trying to figure out if there was ever any other person that was mentioned in the Bible that was named Job. Just just out of curiosity because of this guy saying Job was an Edomite. And then he brought out all of those extra added notes in the Septuagint, which is stupid. But what I want to show you guys is my research. This is what I found when I researched, and this is the only time I found it. This is Genesis chapter 46, and this is where we're going to close out. 46 and 13. And the sons of Issachar. The sons of Issachar. Tola and Puvah and Job and Shimron. So throughout my research, I found one place in the Bible that mentions a guy named Job in the book of Genesis in the 46th chapter in the 13th verse. It says Job was an Issacharite. So with that being said, if you got eyes to see, if you got ears to hear the truth when it comes out, I can only pray that you got something out of this lesson. Kol halal Yahweh b'Hashem Yahushai b'Hashem Ruach Kadash. Job is an Israelite. Shalom.